Hi everyone, welcome to week number 10. You're almost home. We only have this last week of the course and then finals week next week. So I want to send out a quick video how to have a successful week this week. Basically, you only have one thing to do. The thing that you need to do is think about the topic of your paper. Again, I said this before, but I'll say it again. I leave it open-ended on purpose so that you can kind of begin to apply the material of the class to a topic that is interesting to you, either one that's personally interesting or one that your church is asking questions about or one that culture is asking questions about. So you can choose the topic, and then I purposefully did the group projects as a model for you to copy kind of for your paper. So what I'm looking for is I want you to define the question that you're trying to answer. Then I want you to, somewhat like the group project, except for you don't have to do all 4 methods, but I'd like you to bring in at least 2 of the methods on this particular question that you're trying to answer, and use the 2 that are the most relevant to you and to the question that you have raised. And so what I'd like you to do is choose at least 2 of those methods and then begin to build a case for the thesis of your argument. The paper will be 10 to 15 pages long. It's double spaced, Times New Roman font, 12 points, normal margins, all those kinds of things that are standard issue on the papers that you've been writing for this class. And then, so define the question, then create a thesis. This is what I'm going to argue for. Then pick and choose the methodologies that you think are most substantive for your particular argument. Then make your argument. Don't forget to include scriptural references and make a case from the scriptures. You can talk a little bit about the history of a question if you want to talk about it. Somewhat like what I did with the race questions in our lectures. And then support your thesis, support your argument, and make a conclusion about what you think is an appropriate Christian ethic for that particular question. So that's your paper. I'm also going to hold an office hour at 6 p.m. on Monday. So that's tomorrow night, 6 p.m. If you have any questions about your paper, you can pop in, ask those questions, any questions about the class. And then what I said ideally is that in the architecture of Canvas is I'd like you to get your thesis up by Wednesday, and then people can comment on them, see what you're writing about, ask questions, or even suggest some resources if you'd like, and you can just have a discussion and see what everybody else is writing on. So that's this week, and then next week you'll be writing your final paper. I'll try to give comments on your thesis and your paper proposal inside the assignment comment box. So I'll give you sometimes some resources, or say, hey, you might need to narrow this, or hey, you might need to broaden this a little bit. So look for that, and then office hours tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, enough about that. If you have questions, pop into the office hours. I do want to say that I thought you all did quite a good job on your group projects. I know that they're not easy. I know that especially in an asynchronous environment, when everybody's at different time zones, it's hard to organize, it's hard to collaborate together, and it just is a challenge over technology. But I really appreciate how much you all kind of just jumped in and took it on, and I thought that you all did a great job on your papers, your group projects. So well done you on those. And there should be probably one more lecture where I'm going to try to wrap a bow around our course, and probably look for that on Wednesday or Thursday, that you just kind of give a broad overview of where we've been and then kind of where we're going from here. Okay? Again, well done on your group projects. Really appreciate that. All the work that you've done. And then put your thesis and your project or paper idea into the discussion, and people will give comments on it. And then you can begin to get a running start on your paper. Okay? Have a great week this week.